Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, and you have made it to the end of the week. Congratulations. You've done a great job. It's overcast here in northern Colorado. I don't know if it's fire or if it's clouds. It's really hard to tell, but nonetheless, it is overcast. I did not get my chores done this morning. No. I actually was a guest on my friend's radio show, Pirate Radio, this morning. And so I didn't get my chores done. So that means, and then it's just been go all day. So I guess, I'll be doing my chores after the show today. So I have nothing to report on the farm this morning. No craziness, except I do believe that there is a frog in my window well, which I'll have to be removing shortly after the show. They just get down in there. I don't even know how they get down in there. That's covered. They can't get, and then they just boonk, boonk, boonk on the window until I got to go grab them. And this is my evolution on the farm. When I first moved to the farm, it was like man job. I'm not picking up frogs and getting them out of the window well and stuff. And now it's like, oh gosh, and then I think it went from that to I'll put some gloves on and I'll try to catch the frog and, let it go. And now I'm like, there's a frog in there again. I just jump down and I pick it up barehanded. I raw dog it, man. Just pick up the damn frog and get it out of the window well, That's just kind of the evolution of living on a farm. You tend to drop all that, bugs and all that stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't bother me anymore. So anyway, heading into the weekend, I want to remind you, get out into your farmers markets, right? Get out into your farmers markets, get yourself some seasonal food and support your local producers, because there's probably not that many farmers markets left in the season. So make sure you get out there this weekend and support your local farmers. The daily topic today, well, first of all, I've got a great show planned for you today. There's a daily topic I want to talk about, and it is about attention. I want to talk about this incessant need for attention that is on full display online every single day. I want to talk about what that means and how that could be, a bigger problem than maybe we may be perceiving. Also, there's a news story out that people are drinking less in America. So only 54% now of Americans report that they consume alcohol. And you might say, oh, well, I'm sure she loves that, right? I'm sure Tammy loves that. Well, I do somewhat, but also not to turn a good thing into a bad thing, but why are people drinking less? And that might surprise you, is a little bit concerning to me. And then there is some corruption on Wall Street, or actually in pharmaceutical companies, but through Wall Street whistleblower. She was just on Nicole Shanahan's podcast, and she's revealing just how corrupt the pharmaceutical industry is, which she learned through her, high profile Wall Street kind of career. But this clip I have for you is pretty shocking. And so you're going to want to stick around to see that. And then there's some new research on Parkinson's disease. I say new. I don't believe it is new. I think we've known this for a really long time. And I just want to point out to you how long it takes for new research to be adopted into the medical model. So we're going to talk about Parkinson's and your gut today. And then our health topic, we're going to be talking about what it might mean if you are an attention seeker. Do you have people in your life where you feel like, what are they getting out of all the stuff they're putting online? Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's younger people and you're a little concerned about that. So we're going to be talking about that for the Naturally Inspired Moment, today. And then we've got lots of other things planned as well. So 7 lesser known strategies to target belly fat, and so much more. So stay tuned. We're going to get started here, though, at the top with this topic of attention seeking. So I found this really great little YouTube video, and it's by a young guy. And I thought, wow, what a smart kid. So let's just start with it here. We'll go to the first clip introducing this idea of what it means when you are so attention seeking online. Here it is.
Been in class, hung out a few times, enough to be a friend at the time, right? And I remember walking home one time, and he said he was gonna start going to the gym 5 days a week, and that once he got shredded, he was gonna go post a shirtless Instagram picture, just so that he could surprise everyone, and also to show off a bit. Now initially, I was a bit grossed out. I was like, who does that? How lost are you? Like, why would you do something simply for the sole purpose of impressing people and seeking attention and validation, especially from people that don't even matter in your life through social media? But then I stepped back and realized, yo, everyone is the exact same way. Everyone does the exact same thing because of social media. He was just being upfront about it. Well, actually, no, never mind. He only told me, and I'm guessing it was because I was the only person he knew that didn't use social media. And I was fascinated at how he asked me 3 times specifically to not tell anyone, as if I actually cared. But that's how much he cared about being noticed and validated for that attention. And it got me thinking, how many people or young adults and teens specifically feel and act that exact same way? Whether it's going to the gym, doing nothing but butt workouts, buying designer brands, going on vacations, buying cars, sending tweets about love or your ex, just subliminally messaging your need for attention. It's almost always the same reasoning when it comes to social media. Doing things simply for the sake of attention and others. There's no better place than social media for that. Cause think about it, right? You can control the perception of yourself and create this perfect avatar in the eyes of others, all behind that 6x2-inch screen that you're probably holding right now. So then you gotta ask, where does this need for attention come from? Why do we want to be validated by strangers so badly? Is it in human nature to want to be loved and accepted by any means necessary? People care so much, far too much as a matter of fact, to a point where it's destroying them mentally. If you've ever posted a photo on social media, right? I bet those next few hours
It's just so fascinating to me. What do your accomplishments mean? And think about this. What do your accomplishments actually mean when you're not doing them for yourself, for the sake of personal growth, for the sake of, personal pride, and fulfillment, but you're doing them for attention online? I mean, if you're living in today's world, you see this all the time. You see people who are living through their portal when they're at a concert, when they are, out doing things, walking down the street, they're filming themselves, living through the portal, filming rather than being in the present moment. And again, I bring this back to this blurred line of reality and virtual, because that's a weird way of thinking about it, right? Just really stop and think about that. You're doing something in reality, okay? But you're viewing what you're doing through a screen, right? So you're living through the screen, you're living through the portal while you're recording it, not experiencing it in the reality, right? Because that's an altered reality when you are doing something and filming yourself, because you're conscious of your face, you're conscious of what you're wearing, how it looks on there. So it's not just flat out living in reality, it's filming reality. So you're living through a filter of the portal, the screen, doing something in reality, but for the reward of virtual reality. Did you follow that? I know it's a little confusing. I have to think about it slowly here, but what is that? Because that's not real. That's not authenticity, right? That's an altered state of reality. And the motivation behind it isn't even authentic, right? Because as this kid explains here in this video, his friend was going to work out solely for the reason that he could take his shirt off and take a picture of himself to be able to put it online. That was the fuel driving him to work out. Blah, 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 blah. It makes your head spin a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. What does that mean? Life is changing so fast. And this is the stuff I don't think people are talking about, the change. Strange. Let's sort it out when you come back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Talking about this whole weirdness around, living online, living virtually, rather than living in authentic reality. And let me tell you, before we go to the second clip, because I think this kid did a really good job on this YouTube video. But before we go to that, I just want to say that, I'm seeing this in real life. Right? This distortion, this drive to do whatever it is the person is doing solely for the attention of what they could get out of it online. So it's not about, I invented this really great product and I just, I put so much time and effort into it and I want to take it to the world because I want to change people's lives with this product. That's very rare nowadays. Right? What we see now is mostly like, I'm going to pitch somebody else's product, and I'm going to do many, 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 many products and just make as much money as I can off them, in with the new, out with the old kind of cycle. And there's this other caveat to it as well. It's like, I'm getting to the point now where even online, I can tell if someone is being authentic, if they really are on there talking about something that they believe in, like this is their passion. They want to make a mark on the world with this issue, versus somebody who is just doing what they're doing to get clout, to get attention for themselves. How do you know? Well, I think there's some pretty obvious, nonverbal cues going on. I think I can picking up on it with their frequency, like the tone of voice they're using. But one of the signs that I see is like this overdoing their appearance. Like some of these people I see, like these influencer accounts or whatever, they almost look like they are dressed up in a costume. It's not really them. They've put all this time and effort into this style of, very stylized fashion, and it almost looks like some of them almost look like they're dressed up in somebody else's clothes, because they're just trying to harness that attention. And I look at that and I feel like it's kind of self-defeating. It's kind of self-defeating, like really dig in and figure out the difference that you want to make in the world. Grab on to that issue and don't let go. Talk about it, educate about it, and worry a little less about your aesthetic. Because the way it is right now, it feels like everybody's worried about the aesthetic and not so much about making their mark, their purpose in the world. And that's coming from this weird need to feel loved, I guess, on such a wide scale, to get attention from such an enormous audience or whatever. Like that's going to fill you up. It isn't. Because that kind of massive attention, it comes with a lot of consequences, and they aren't good. You may think, oh, but you get all this attention or whatever. The more you research and study what that kind of attention, what kind of life people have with that amount of attention, it's not good. A lot of them fall into some pretty dark times. And so it's just an interesting question, because there seems like there's so many people vying for that attention, and not because they have this torch that they're carrying for this pressing issue, but because they just want to be famous. I guess the Kardashians changed that dynamic, right? When I feel like when being famous for nothing, like the Kardashians are famous for selling stuff. Ultimately, that's what they do. They sell stuff. They're famous for no reason. Like they're famous for being consumers. It's so weird. It used to be like, if you were a really good actor, you got famous. If you were a really good musician, you got famous. Now it's like, how much stuff can you sell? And that makes you famous. It's weird, right? But I guess it makes sense, because we're living in times of super consumerism, and where money is everyone's idol. They worship money. So any way you can make a whole lot of money, well, then you're now the new celebrity. You're now the new thing to be. And it's just weird. It's all just so very weird. I'm glad I can talk about it with you here, because otherwise I think I might go a little cuckoo. Okay, here's the second clip of this kid's YouTube video. It's really good. Take a listen.
Such an endless cycle, because social media itself is not only the perfect place to seek attention, rather it's what drives the need for attention as well. Because think about it, right? You get to see everyone with their perfectly created avatars and the quote-unquote best versions of themselves, and these edited highlight reels of their life. And you see all the validation in their comments or feed. Who wouldn't want that? And going back to my friend, right? He's probably right. He probably got some of that attention that he wanted. Because the reality of that fake world that is social media is that showing your butt or your body or looking your quote unquote best and using lightings and angles and filters probably will get you more attention, more of that validation, more of that temporary high, and more of that dopamine hit. But then what? I'll tell you what, and that's absolutely nothing. No one actually cares. I mean, how much do you care when you scroll through social media? You probably care for a few seconds, press that like button, and keep scrolling. It's such a dangerous drug because it's hard to measure and you don't understand when it has a hold of you. If you're not using social media as a tool, you're just letting it use you, draining every ounce of attention and energy, leaving you nothing but feelings of emptiness. I've known multiple friends that constantly complain about being depressed and having anxiety.
And we have an epidemic rate of depression and anxiety in kids because this is how they are measuring their value now. Is how many likes they have, how many followers they have. And that's your currency. Because when you have likes and follows, then you can get brand deals and you can sell more stuff. Can we get back to a return for trying to do things to make your mark in the world? That's what's really going to get you up in the morning. Is knowing that you are contributing to a movement, contributing to something that means something to you, whether it's your own creativity or whether it's a social issue, or whether you're trying to change the medical model because you see people hurting and you want to do something about it, but I'm seeing less and less of that and more of this, self-branding to be able to sell more stuff. And it's not just kids doing it, I cannot stand TikTok. I'll say it. I cannot stand it. And the reason why I can't stand it is because my entire feed on there is just people trying to sell me stuff. Hey girl, look at this new blah, 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 this makeup and this and that. And next one, oh, you got to try this great $20 dress. And it's like, I remember the first time I went to Tijuana with my family when I was like 13, and you get off the bus in Tijuana and everyone's like, hey, chiclet everywhere. Everyone's trying, you can barely move because they're just hounding you, right? Trying to sell you things. That's TikTok. That's TikTok. Nobody's, trying to really connect with you. And, I think that's the future, right? Human connection, really trying to support you and to connect with you and to build a relationship with you. And because that's not even being valued now in our social climate, what is this new world going to look like? Are we all just going to walk by each other with bots and not have any empathy for each other? Because that's what I feel like it is. They don't have empathy they're not building empathy with clients or customers or anything like that. It's not about that for them. It's just about selling the new thing every week, or every day. This makeup, this dress, this, that, it's something new every day. And from what I understand, this stuff gets pumped out to influencers and then they're all selling the same stuff basically on the same day. So you can see your favorite influencer hawking the latest thing. And there's no relationship there. There's no I'm going to see my, massage therapist who I see, once a month for, the next 5 years. And we exchange this energy with each other. We know a little bit about each other's families. And this is the capacity that we connect in. You used to have those relationships with your mechanic. You used to have those relationships with the people that worked at the bank, those relationships with the people at the grocery store. And when all this stuff becomes automated, all of that interaction and connection will be gone. And nobody's stopping to think about what the impact of that is on our society. Because we need other humans to interact with. We need these relationships that we build with, they're strangers at first, but it's actually a skill to build a relationship with somebody Even if it is just every time you go to the grocery store, you see, Bob at the grocery store. How's it going, Bob? Yeah, okay. Did you see the game? Whatever. Like, that is necessary. And I just can't believe that everybody's overlooking all of this stuff and thinking there'll be no social consequence and there'll be no health consequences to this type of isolated life. We're already seeing it. Mental illness, physical ailments. It's a weird path we're on, you guys. But I'm glad you're here. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
After 3 weeks on Vivix, that's the cellular reset. I noticed my mid-afternoon slump was gone. I have steady energy all day, and my brain feels sharper, like I'm thinking faster without the fog. That's, of course, a little testimony I got sent to me from Bethany. I appreciate you sending me, and if you're taking the cellular reset, or if you're taking the liquid biocell, if you're taking any of the EWG approved product line that I recommend and promote that has been around since 1956, and it's working for you, send me a story, please. Send me a story, because I love to read them on air. I want to encourage people, to get healthy, to take the steps that they need to take to get real solutions for health. And sometimes they feel like, I've tried everything. It don't work. I've tried that, I've tried this, it doesn't work. We get results here at Naturally Inspired. Now, it's not just about taking a pill or doing one thing. There's no such thing as a silver bullet. But when you start feeding your body the proper nutrition, and then you make some lifestyle changes and you get into a real community that meets once a week together, we show up for each other, you do start to see changes. And so I would encourage you, to not give up hope. Get into a real community with real people, who are authentic and really trying to make a difference in people's lives. That's Naturally Inspired. Just go to naturallyinspiredstore.com today. It sounds like Jason's just sent me a message here in the chat. Let me check it out. I think there's a discount. Yes, there is a extra savings of $10 on the Cellular Reset today. So if you've been thinking about getting it, humming and hawing or whatever, you can save $10 on it today. So order now, because last time that did not last. That stuff sells out very fast. They put a limit on it because it sells out so fast. You can only buy, I think, a couple at a time, if that at all. You might only be able to buy one at a time with that discount, I'm thinking. But get yours today. Don't wait, because that will not stick around. I know it. Last time it came up, it was like a couple days and it was gone, maybe even just a day. I'm not sure. So anyway, naturallyinspiredstore.com. So I want to talk about identity crisis when it comes to this virtual and reality divide that we're currently living in. I want to talk about identity because it seems like especially our young people are having identity crisis. Who am I? Well, yeah, when you are comparing yourself to everybody's highlight reel online and everybody seems to be living the life of their dreams and their aesthetic is beautiful and their house is always clean, and you start to wonder, like, who am I? I think that's normal, especially for young people. So here's the thing, like, and I'll just tell you just briefly, I won't give details or anything, but I recently had fairly recently had an interaction with someone that I feel like what went down in this situation, like 10 years ago, no doubt in anybody's mind, the way they behaved would have anybody with any reasonable, critical thinking skills would have been like, yeah, it's a little questionable. That was probably the wrong thing to do. I should probably apologize. But because it was a very high pressure kind of business dealing. And when I called them on it and said, hey, that's like, I feel like I'm not really talking to you. I feel like I'm talking to some other kind of like high pressure, thing going on here where you're not really considering my point of view from it. And the response to that was just like, who cares? What are you talking about? Like, who cares? What are you talking about? Why does it matter if we're like high pressure? And I was like, okay. I didn't even know, I'm just saying that people's values and morals and beliefs, I think, are changing or have changed. And it's not like the normal change, like, oh, those crazy kids. This is like foundational. It's foundational. And I can't help but think it's because we have this space between us all the time in this virtual world. Like whatever you do online doesn't have the same consequences of what you do in reality. And so therefore now I think because people have been acting that way online, they've taken it even more into reality. Now I know, we talk about the keyboard warrior, right? Where people be totally mean to you online, but they would never say that to your face, right? I think it was Mike Tyson that said, people need to start getting punched in the face again because they are so bold online and they would never say that to your face, right? So we've seen that, but I'm saying this is growing into a new level. Like, even unsavory things, like a little ethically not right, those are now accepted. And like, what are you talking about? That's not like a bad thing to do or whatever, when clearly it is a little shifty, And so I just thought, wow, that's really interesting because I think we have to have a call back to values and beliefs. If you want to know who you are, let me tell you, if you feel like you have an identity crisis, sit down and identify what your values are and what your beliefs are, because that'll be a very great roadmap forward. Because all you have to do when you know what your values and beliefs are, all you have to do when something comes up, you don't have to hem and haw over all these decisions. Oh, what should I do? Should I go here? Should I sell this? Should I do that? What is it? Oh gosh, no, sorry. That doesn't line up with my values and beliefs. I can't do it. And it's that easy, right? But if you don't know what your values and beliefs are, then you're going to have a tough time making decisions, and you may make decisions that you later feel uncomfortable with. I mean, have you ever found yourself, in a place where, you made a bad decision and you're just like, oh gosh, it just weighs on you, right? That's because you have a conscience. And you're in conflict with your values and your beliefs. And that's why it's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. God, I wish I didn't do that. And hopefully you learn from it and you don't do it again and you ask for forgiveness, right? And we all do that. I mean, you make mistakes and stuff. But see, what I'm seeing is that people are losing consciousness to the point where, what's acceptable morally is no longer the same. It just keeps evolving. And of course, one of the biggest indicators of that is like OnlyFans, right? Because what's a girl to do? What's a girl to do? You can go and wait tables and earn, $25 an hour if you're lucky, if you're getting good tips, or $30 an hour or whatever, if you're getting good tips, or you can go on OnlyFans, Like, what's a girl to do? And I see these funny memes on social media sometimes. I've seen one or two where, there'll be a gal who gets off her shift from waiting tables and she's, looking tired and sweaty and all that. And she's like, oh, here I am, out here waiting tables. My feet are killing me. But, there's a 19-year-old on OnlyFans making $1 million a year. Why do I have to have morals? Well, thank God you do. Thank God you do. I just feel like hugging all those girls, like hold tight, because there's going to be some serious consequences to those choices. A lot of these young women making these choices, it's a really precarious time in your young late teens, early 20s, and you could be tempted to do something that you're going to regret for the rest of your life, because the internet is forever, right? It is forever. And man, if we could just get a call back to values and beliefs, morals, I think we need a reset. We need a great reset on values, beliefs, and morals, I do believe. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Next up, your naturally inspired moment, and then so much more. Stay right here.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I didn't realize the way I was thinking about being unwell was actually keeping me unwell. Tammy showed me how to break that loop and reframe my thoughts. Everything changed from that moment on. That's from one of our community members. I tell you, sometimes it just takes a fresh set of eyes on something. You know, you can book a free 30-minute assessment with me. We go through, your biggest health concern. What's your biggest health concern? Tell me all about it. Okay. And as you're talking to me, I'm taking notes and I'm figuring out a plan to move forward. And then I'm offering support, ongoing support, weekly support as you walk along your optimum health journey. I'm here to walk alongside of you. So book your 30-minute free assessment today. All you have to do is go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and you can book straight from that website, or you can text me. You want to start the conversation. You want to see, is this chick real? What's going on here? What's this? What kind of, I get it. I get it. If you're skeptical, let's have a little chat. Text me, 720-303-8868. All right, for today's Naturally Inspired moment, 7 signs online attention seeking may point to a bigger problem. Do you have somebody in your life that you think has a problem with being a little bit too attention grabbing online? You're not alone. You're not alone. I've been asked about this. Many parents text me on my text line. What do I do? How do I approach this topic with my young teen or what have you, or even my older adult children? I've had texts about this too. They do not like the way they are acting online, but they don't know how to approach it. They don't know how to, is this unhealthy? Or is this just what all the kids are doing today? I'm here to tell you it's not healthy. And no, not all the kids are doing it today. So 7 signs online attention seeking may point to a bigger problem for today's naturally inspired moment. Number 1, a chronic need for validation. So self-worth will depend on likes, comments, or even shares, and it may reflect low self-esteem or unstable sense of identity. So that gives you some insights about how people may be feeling. Number 2, emotional regulation through feedback. They use online praise to manage their mood and can indicate difficulty processing emotions offline, often linked to unresolved stress or trauma. Number 3, escaping real life discomfort. So they do it, constant posting. It's a way to avoid dealing with real life challenges in their relationships maybe, or their responsibilities. Number 4, dependency on dopamine hits. The rush from notifications can mimic addictive patterns, masking deeper feelings of emptiness or even disconnection. Number 5, they exhibit loss of authenticity. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking to some of these, interactions I've had in the last 5 or 6 years or so with young people. Did you ever just notice some young people will just like turn it on? It's like, hey, how's it going? Hi. It's like this. What's happening? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the loss of authenticity, I definitely see. Curating a life for attention rather than connection reveals a disconnect between public image and private reality. Number 6, underlying loneliness. Frequent online engagement might point to unmet needs for in-person connection and genuine belonging. Number 7, signs of emotional burnout. When validation seeking becomes exhausting or anxiety-inducing, it can be a symptom of mental fatigue, depression, or burnout. I see that kind of. I saw somebody out in public the other day filming for what clearly was going to be a social media post. And I watched them turn it on in front of the camera. Hey, hi, la, la, just really animated. And then it was like right after, it's like, I'm so tired. And I just thought, wow, it's a different kind of entrapment, I feel like. So here are some strategies, because I always like to leave you with, a solution. So 5 strategies to break that cycle or help somebody break that cycle. Create offline first moments. So start your day without the phone. For at least 30 to 60 minutes, do not scroll or get on your phone. This replace scrolling with grounding activities like stretching, going outside, getting morning sun, getting your feet in the ground, like I always say, or even a short walk, exercise, or what have you. Encourage that in the person that you see kind of getting sucked down the scroll hole and into the algorithm, losing their consciousness. Shift from performance to connection is a big one. Instead of posting for likes or shares or any kind of comment that feeds your attention-seeking behavior, search for connectivity, for real connectivity. Have a conversation with the people that are commenting on your stuff, or reach out to them directly to have a conversation. Ask questions, start meaningful discussions, or offer value that helps other people. This changes the focus from look at me to let's learn together. Let's change the world together. Let's make a mark, even if it's just a little mark. Let's try to make a mark together on this issue that we connect on. Number 3, track your triggers. Track their triggers. So notice when they feel the urge to post. Is it when they're bored? Is it when they're lonely? Is it when they're stressed? Identify the emotion, then meet that need someplace else in real world. In the real world, meet that's something right there in the real world. So, move your body, pick up a book, listen to music, before reaching for that phone to fix the uncomfortable or the discomfort that they're experiencing. You can replace the dopamine source. Find a healthier feel-good replacement for the rush of online validation. So you can do more adventurous things. Make a plan to climb a 14er. Start doing things that are push you, like even cold exposure or, some kind of challenging race. Learn breath work, learn something new, some kind of new form of activity to kind of push yourself and create that dopamine hit. Even learning something new, right? In a different area of expertise. was thinking my son's learning fly fishing, and it's like he's like obsessed. He's driving himself crazy. You know, he's caught one trout and he's out there all the time now trying to get a new fish. It's like become his new thing, you know? And rarely do they ever post, either of my kids post on social media. They're out there living, which I'm so grateful for. So grateful. Schedule digital detox windows. Commit to specific phone-free blocks during the day and tech-free evenings at least twice a week. You can use that time to invest in other things. I was talking to somebody the other day on an assessment, which I love doing my assessments because I just get to meet the most wonderful people. But she was talking about how they have board game nights. And she's like, yeah, I love these board game nights. We come together as friends and we play these board games. And I just thought, yeah, bring that back. You know, bring that back. That's awesome. We need it. This is a matter of health. It's not just social interaction, you know, on its face, like, oh, you need social interaction. No, this is feeding your soul, people. This is feeding you as a human being, interacting with your friends, having empathy for your friends and your family. This is part of being human. Attention online is fleeting. You know, you never see those people. You'll never hear from them again. It's the attention you give yourself in real life. That's the stuff that lasts, right? Build yourself up. You know, you are your own project. How far are you going to be able to grow yourself, right? How can you contribute to the world? And the payoff of contributing to the world with something that adds positivity to the world, you're never going to get that replacement from selling stuff online every day. Different stuff. The latest and greatest new mascara, the latest and greatest new pocket dress, the latest and greatest new high heels. Like, you know, I'm not saying I'm against capitalism or anything like that. Don't go crazy thinking something like that. But like, really, I think as we move into the AI digital revolution, that's what we're going to need is purpose and connection and meaningful work. If anything, this is an opportunity. The one good thing I would say is this is an opportunity to switch into meaningful work, meaningful human connection. Stay tuned for hour 2, everybody. I got your news stories coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to hour 2 of Naturally Inspired Radio. I am so glad that you are joining me today on this Friday afternoon. I tell you, this next story I'm going to cover, I'm going to go off a little bit. I could just tell, I could feel it bubbling up when I saw it. Because, of course, you know, everybody's not looking at the other point of view about this story. So bear with me, because I know you're going to think it's weird at the beginning. Here's the headline from Forbes today. Americans are drinking less alcohol than ever before. And you may say, well, that's fantastic. I mean, this is and why would, that's great. Okay, well, let's just kind of dive into it a little deeper. The percentage of U.S. adults that report consuming alcohol has fallen to a record low of 54%. So it's a Gallup poll. They have been tracking trends in drinking behavior among Americans since 1939. And the lowest percentage of alcohol consumption prior to this year was in 1958, when alcohol intake was reported at 55%. For young Americans, the results are even more telling. And I knew this is what was driving it down. Nearly 50% of Americans aged 18 to 34 reported drinking alcohol, compared to 56% of people 35 and up. For the first time ever, the majority, 53% of Americans, believe that moderate drinking, having 1 or 2 drinks a day, is very unhealthy, demonstrating a major shift in the public perception of alcohol. These trends come as there has been increasing social awareness of the negative effects of alcohol on health. Alcohol can cause a series of health problems for individuals. The drug is associated with a number of cancers. Yeah, all the stuff we know. Okay. But here's what they're not asking. Why? Is it, when did you, I don't know about you, okay? But, when I was of the teenage years, I wasn't too concerned about my health. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but no. I don't think it's the health concern that is keeping kids from drinking. I got a clip I want to share with you, because I think other people are noticing it too. Here it is. This is, oh, goodness. I think it's Tom Segura on Chris Williams. Here it is.
Part of this youth culture thing about staying away from drinking is they're like, whatever, I do droplets in this, or I have my gummy or whatever, however they want to consume. They're definitely not drinking, man. They're not drinking like everybody else before them did.
I think the UK is losing a nightclub a week. There's not an unlimited number of nightclubs. It's one is shutting down pretty much every single week. And I asked a friend who's still in the industry why he thought that was the case. He said, smartphones, man. Back in the day, you could be as loose as you wanted. You could sort of have that Larry, louty drinking spirit, at least in Britain.
They don't want to be recorded?
Of course.
Yeah.
If you mess up and shit yourself in the middle of a nightclub in 2002, it's a story that you can deny the next day.
Yeah.
And then after 6 months, most people have probably forgotten.
Yeah.
Whereas if that happens in 2025, that's now concretized on the internet for everybody to know and bring back up and make memes out of for the rest of the time.
I mean, first of all, let me just say, okay, I hope he was being figurative there, because I've never been in a nightclub where anyone pooping themselves was an issue. And I certainly have never had that problem. I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in nightclubs, I'll be honest. Maybe illegally, maybe not. I don't know. But, growing up the way I grew up, we were always at the club. And there was nobody pooping at the club. But anyway, I get what he's saying here. And that's my point. We are already living in mass surveillance. And I don't know that I'm all there for you. I mean, I know some people will be listening to this. Oh yeah, it's really great. We really want people drinking. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, why are people stopping drinking? Because I'm not buying the health thing. We've always known that alcohol is not good for us. We've always known that. There's something bigger going on here. And I think it's more about mass surveillance. I think there's been, we've all done it. We've all, if you grew up if you're Gen X, I know you did it. Anybody else, I can't speak for you. But if it's Gen X, I know you did it. Everybody has woken up the next morning thinking, oh, geez, did I really say that? Did I really do that? Oh, my gosh. Right? Like, we've all done it. I think it's like, part of growing up. Well, it used to be. And, I'm not saying I'm proud of the way I, spent my youth necessarily. There was many a time where I was chased, being in hot pursuit out of the forest by the fine and wonderful Esquimalt police in British Columbia when I was a kid. We went down to the ocean, we lit a big bonfire, and we were swigging back Canadian coolers, right? Like, I'm not saying I want the kids doing that now, but I'm saying you could back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you can't, because everybody knows where you are. You're on mass surveillance all the time. So, I don't know. I'm not here to tell you it's right or wrong and, whether our kids should be drinking or young people should be drinking or whatever, but I am saying it's changing. And I'm a little bit sad that our kids don't have that kind of independence, that they're not going to experience that kind of thing. And I guess what it really is I feel like we're not allowed the space to grieve the analog world that is leaving us day by day. And I think that might be a little bit of what I'm going through, is just kind of grieving the old world of where, kids do things. And, drinking, stealing some beers or whatever, that was part of it. Not for everybody. And I'm not condoning it, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. This is a signal of how much culture is changing. And they can slap health on it and say, well, it's because they know it's unhealthy. We have always known. Good Lord. 16 years old, drinking beer. Did I think, oh, this is good for my health? I knew it was bad for my health. I didn't care. You're invincible when you're that age. You don't worry about that stuff. And I think that's another layer of it as well. Like, there's this access to so much information and fear porn, if you will. The stuff people are consuming. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't go here. Oh, I can't go there. I'll tell you, here in Colorado, there was a big old hubbub. And because there was a big old party during COVID in Boulder. CU is one of the biggest party schools in our country. And there was a big old party, and, my kid may or may not have been there. I'm not going to say. But I remember thinking, thank God. Thank God that they went ahead and partied. It was during COVID. It wasn't the 2-week thing. It was after that. And we knew already, that kids weren't getting affected by it and stuff, but they were still very much, doing classes online, and these kids were going crazy. And they may or may not have had a shoulder to shoulder party at a frat house with hundreds of kids. I believe it made it on the front page of the paper. And they all got in trouble, of course. But I remember feeling relieved. I was relieved because I thought, thank you, Lord. They're still kids. They still have the urge to be together. They still have the urge to party. They still have the urge to disobey a little. And I know that's probably going to get a lot of crap from some people, but that's the way I felt. I felt happy. And, I think that this kids not drinking and stuff like that is good, great. But what else are they doing? They're smoking pot and they're taking gummies and they're sitting in their basement. Is that good? Because pot definitely makes you less social, I would say. So, I don't know. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We've got to take a break, but we've got news stories on Parkinson's and more. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Have you heard of oxygen training? Live O2 delivers oxygen-rich performance. You can get it right at home, helping you boost your energy, recover faster, and feel your best at any age. It's like supercharging your body from the inside out. And let me tell you, Mark is the creator of this, and he's got some fascinating stories. So if you're looking for a real solution for health, head on over to liveO2.com, or you can call 970-658-2789. That's 970-658-2789. Ask for Mark. Go check out the website. You'll see what I'm talking about. liveO2.com. Also, we have a winner for our weekly giveaway. I want to make sure. Kimberly Hansen is this week's winner. Did you know that we give away, product every single week? So every Friday we give away product, and this week's winner is Kimberly Hansen. So thank you, Kimberly, for entering to win. If you have not entered to win, head on over to naturallyinspiredstore.com and enter to win today. What else do I need to announce? I want to thank everybody in the chat. And I want to thank all of our new customers this week too. Kimberly, hopefully you're listening. If you're not, don't worry. Jason will reach out to you to confirm address for delivery. Again, the winner is Kimberly Hansen. So excited for Kimberly. Thank you to all our customers. You're welcome here at the Naturally Inspired community, and I can't wait to get to know you. So lots of new customers this week. So grateful for all of your support and helping us grow this community. Such an important message, changing the healthcare system. We need to change the medical mafia. We need to change that. And the way we do it is by shaping health culture, right? Changing where we buy, changing what we accept as a solution for health, demanding better. That's how we're going to change it. And we do that through education. And we're doing it here every single day at Naturally Inspired. Okay, let's move on. This clip is unsettling, to say the least. Nicole Shanahan, she did a podcast with a Wall Street whistleblower, and I have a clip for you to check out. Here it is.
Yeah, it's a crazy story, but there were many things that happened over a period of years. But the really, I would say, big breakthrough moment for me was when the CEO, the CFO, the head of investor relations, and the head of R&D of one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world came into our office to reassure us about their stock. So their stock was plummeting in the stock market. It was down 25 or 30%. And they were going and visiting with their biggest investors to reassure them that their new blockbuster drug was okay. The problem was that rumors were trickling out from their phase 3 trials, which is the last phase of clinical trials that a drug goes through before it can apply for licensure from the FDA, that this drug was killing people. So the CEO and this whole team, his whole management team, comes in and they're sitting there, and I'm in my office in London. I was responsible for essentially interviewing the CEOs and the management teams of these multinational corporations, and then deciding whether or not Alliance should put money into those stocks in their European portfolios, international and global portfolios, and sometimes in our domestic US portfolios. And so the CEO comes in, and he literally, with this as the backdrop, there's a speakerphone to New York, our pharmaceutical analyst in London, other portfolio managers and our traders, and he looks across the table at me and he says, "A few people have died. It's very, very rare." And he said, without missing a beat, "The bad news is the FDA is going to make us put a black box warning on our packaging. The good news is we still think we can do $7 billion in peak sales."
Wow.
I felt like someone had kicked me in the stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, like he knows they're going to kill people, but he thinks that I should be happy because the stock's going to go back up and we're going to make money.
And that, my friends, is what I found out many, many years ago. I found that out many, many years ago. And if you want to know what's going on in healthcare, look to Wall Street. If you want to understand medicine, look to Wall Street, because it is all about performance. They could give a you-know-what about your health, okay? A few dead bodies laying around, as long as we're still profitable, who cares? And the interesting thing about it is when you dive even deeper, look at how these people live their lives. Are they all on pharmaceuticals? You bet they're not. All these billionaire tech bros, you think they're taking SSRIs? Do you think they're taking, antacids? Do you think their kids are on birth control? Do you think they are? They are not. They are not. And there's a reason for that. It's the same reason why that leaked video of Mark Zuckerberg told his inner circle there at Facebook, yeah, we don't really know about the mRNA and technology. So I would just be hesitant because we don't really know if it has a mechanism to stop producing spike protein. Do you remember when that went viral? From one of his group conference calls, he was telling his key people, don't take it. Essentially, he was warning them. So, watch them. Because they don't let their kids go on screens, right? They're not giving their kids pharmaceuticals. They're not taking pharmaceuticals because they have inside information on all of that stuff. They know. And at this point, it's not even inside information, right? The information is available, but you have to go looking for it because it is highly censored. This show is still highly censored, right? You know that. I complain about it all the time, but it's because I still talk to people every day that don't know how to eat right to maintain their health, that don't understand there's consequences to everyday over-the-counter medications. And they are medications, they're products. And so our work is really cut out for us. We have a lot to do, a lot of people to reach, because we're up against decades and decades of programming that a lot of these over-the-counter medications, who cares if I take a leave every day? There's no side effects to that, is there? Oh yeah, there is. Your hair will fall out, It can cause hair loss. I should correct myself. It may cause hair loss. All right? Not to mention what it does to your microgut biome. And what a lot of these things do to your body is not disclosed. And so it doesn't surprise me, this conversation. Again, I have to say, these corporations, you got to understand, they have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. So when this guy walks in here and tells her that, he thinks he's delivering on his fiduciary responsibilities to them. He doesn't even consider the dead bodies, right? Because he sees things through tunnel vision. And many of these people involved in the megacorp, which BlackRock, that's the megacorp. That's all they see. That's all they see. Even with, if you look at opioids, right, with Oxycontin and that of the Sackler family, it turns out they knew that was going to be an issue, but they can assess the risk and reward. And if the reward is going to outweigh the reward profits are going to outweigh the risk of the fine, guess what? They build it into the business plan. Yeah, we may get some fines. It'll cost us this much. We probably get a black box warning. If you don't know what a black box warning is, that's a designation they put on pharmaceutical products to warn. It's funny because it's there to warn the consumer. However, the consumer rarely sees it and is rarely informed of it. You go look up a list of black box drugs. You'll check and see if you're on any of them. Because I tell you, some everyday drugs, even some birth controls, have a black box warning. And a black box warning means it should be used as a last resort. And it should be used for a limited amount of time. And I'll tell you, I meet people all the time that have been black box warning drugs, been on black box warning drugs for decades. So you've got to look into it yourself. And if a physician wants to put you on a medication, okay, what are my other options? First of all, that should be your first question. What are all my options? And if they don't give you any other options, then I would seek another doctor. Just me. I don't give medical advice, but that's the way I would handle it. If someone said, there's no other way, you have to take this pill, this is what you got to do, I'd go, thank you very much. Appreciate the consult. Appreciate the recommendation. And I would go get another recommendation. because there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat, especially in health. There is a path forward, and you don't have to sacrifice other elements of your health to heal. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
I want to tell you about Greska's C60. Did you know that your body is bombarded with toxins every single day? C60 is a great way to detoxify. It's a pure, powerful binder. It's carbon molecule that helps remove these toxins from your body. It supports healthy cells. It keeps you feeling your best. You can order today at c60.com. That's c60.com. Or you can call 720-600-6040. And don't forget to use promo code Tammy. This is a natural pain reliever as well. So use promo code Tammy, Tammy, for a special discount. That's Greska C60. You can call Bob or Sam over there, 720-600-6040. Get yours today. Let's go to the Parkinson's story. This is very interesting. First of all, I've been knowing about Parkinson's and gut health for a very long time. It's frustrating that this story is like, why does this take so long to get out? you know? And I can't help but think, and I know it's my conspiratorial mind, of course, I'm just crazy conspiracy lady. But, I heard about gut health like such a long time ago, especially with its link to autism, with its link to ADD, with its link to, other brain related issues. So yeah, Parkinson's, yeah, Alzheimer's. I could see it. Yep. This is a long time ago now. Final new study says that there's a link, between gut health and things like Parkinson's. So I just went to YouTube, like, yeah, okay, this video is like 6 years old, but it explains it well. So take a listen to this.
The loss of brain cells, but some research suggests that problems could start outside the brain, in the gut. People with Parkinson's can experience changes in their digestion, even before movement symptoms appear. And researchers have discovered clumps of alpha-synuclein, which is found in the brain cells affected by Parkinson's. The vagus nerve is like the information network cable, which connects the brain and the gut. And researchers believe that clumps of alpha-synuclein may travel from the gut to the brain using this nerve. Once in the brain, these clumps may lead to the loss of dopamine-producing brain cells. It's not yet clear what causes alpha-synuclein to clump together in the gut, but bacteria could play a role. We don't know which bacteria are beneficial and which may be causing harm. Researchers are analysing people with Parkinson's to identify which bacteria are important, which could lead us to new.
Here's the thing, though. The important thing is to know that you're better off. All the like Alzheimer's research and Parkinson's research, like as soon as the body, I always say, like, you don't wake up with these illnesses, right? You don't just like wake up one day and have Alzheimer's. You don't wake up one day and have Parkinson's. The body whispers. It whispers before it yells, right? It whispers before it shouts. And so here's some good information, like things like IBS. Okay. IBS could be an early indicator of Parkinson's. Researchers found that irritable bowel syndrome may serve as an early warning sign to Parkinson's, suggesting that gastrointestinal symptoms can precede neurological diagnosis. This adds to the growing gut first hypothesis about Parkinson's. That's why I'm saying all the time, do not ignore your heartburn. Do not ignore, don't just sit there and eat handfuls of Tums or whatever to try to, to try to get rid of the signal from your body. It's a communication. You need to respond accordingly. What are you trying to tell me with this? And if you're medicating it, you don't even know if it goes away properly, right? You're covering it up. So I feel like the body always gives you a chance. It always gives you a chance to course correct. It'll give you several chances to course correct. I think we're just not interpreting those communications like we should. We're not responding to them the right way. This A-synuclein they're talking about, it may originate in the gut and spread into the nerves. So misfolded A-synuclein, a pathological hallmark of Parkinson's, has been found not just in the brain, but also in the gastrointestinal tract and the vagus nerve. Activate your vagus nerve, people. Even if you're a bad singer, sing in your car, sing, hum, activate that vagus nerve. Research indicates this protein may spread from the gut to the brain, potentially through neural pathways like the vagus nerve. Most people don't even know they have a vagus nerve, That's not something we get told and taught about. Microbiome changes mirror Parkinson's and inflammatory bowel disease. So a noteworthy study published earlier this year, and this is a new article, by the way, came out today, compared gut microbiomes across individuals with Parkinson's, inflammatory bowel disease, and healthy controls. It found that both Parkinson's and inflammatory bowel disease patients exhibit reduced levels of short-chain fatty acids. producing bacteria. Key nutrients for both gut and brain health suggest a microbial link to Parkinson's. Yeah. Animal models support gut-driven Parkinson's pathology. Studies in mice reinforce the possibility that Parkinson's can begin in the gut. For example, mice injected with this synuclein developed gastrointestinal symptoms like constipation, along with neural damage in the gut, supporting the gut origin theory even before brain. See, constipation is a big thing. And there's a lot of people that think it's normal now to only go to the bathroom, 2-3 times a week. Everybody has their own normal, but you need to be going every day. Okay. If you're not going every day, then that could mean that your detox pathways aren't working efficiently. And then it's also another symptom of what's going on in your gut. Get yourself some good brew. Right now, I'm giving away free Good Brew. Actually, every time you make a purchase with Naturally Inspired, I send you a free Good Brew. Gut first versus brain first. So 2 pathways under investigation. Emerging evidence suggests Parkinson's may not follow a single path. Some people might experience it as a gut first disease, while others follow a brain first. I think there are signals. This is just speculative, just my opinion. I'm not giving medical advice, but I'm telling you, I see patterns. And even when I look back to like before I was doing what I'm doing now, I lost my mom to cancer and I thought my mom was healthy. Like, how did this happen? There were signals. We just didn't know what they were, right? She was on Prilosec or one of those, PPIs. There were signals. She had skin issues from time to time. Like, those are all communications coming from your body. High inflammation. And unfortunately, we just didn't know how to respond at that time. But don't let that be you, right? Because you're listening to this. So like, if you have those little issues, you don't got to panic. You don't got to freak out because, like I said, you don't get these diseases. You don't wake up one morning with these types of diseases in your body, but you do get signals, right? And that communication needs to be responded to. How do I respond to it? Well, it depends, depends, but you need to get in a community for support, because the best way right now to get yourself well is by you searching for the right answer for you. And I can't do that. I can't. Yes, you can. You're actually the most qualified. You've never had this amount of information available at your fingertips. Never. You want to precisely know something? I mean, these physicians are telling you, I can't even keep up. I don't even know what my patients know when they come. I played that clip, I think, last week. I don't even know the stuff my patients are talking about when they get here because they're using, chat. They're using these big databases to come up with information. And I don't even know. That's right, because you're laser focused. You want to know what the heck's going on with you. What's going on with me? So you spend hours, looking at stuff. Okay, read that. Okay, yeah, that's me. That. Like, you can be your own best person to guide your health. You got to start believing that, though. It's the fear, worry, doubt. That whole medical model is based off of fear, worry, and doubt. Without your fear, worry, and doubt, guess what? They don't have a business. That's why we do what we do, right here at Naturally Inspired. Stay tuned. Up next, your health topic. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Stay tuned and you'll find out.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
I had no idea my birth control was behind so many of the symptoms I was dealing with. Tammy helped me uncover the connection, and once I made the change, everything started improving. That's from Brittany in Boulder, and she's not alone. I've had many, many people in the community discover themselves through some guidance, maybe, that was their issue, that maybe the medication that doesn't necessarily get seen as medication, something like birth control. Just saying, could be. You might want to look it up. There's a lot of side effects there that don't necessarily get the light on them that they should. So that's the kind of thing we do at Naturally Inspired. Jason calls me a health detective, a true health detective. That's what he calls me. Because, yeah, and especially when you tell me something really weird, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And I just go down the rabbit hole. I'm like a dog with a bone because this has gone on far too long. This corruption, this capture of our health has gone on far too long. So every person that I can save and pull out of the fire, I'm going to do it. So connect with me, naturallyinspiredstore.com. Take the health quiz. We have a health score, rather. It's a score. So it's a brief, series of questions. You can get a feel for where you're at. Don't suffer in silence. Go get your health score. It's at naturallyinspiredstore.com. And text me, 720-303-8868. You want to get into this community. Okay, let's get to our health topic for today. This health topic's not for everybody, okay? This is for the serious, because belly fat's a real issue. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are just sick and tired of it. They want to get it off. They're so frustrated. They didn't know what they didn't know, but now they do. And so they're eating better, and they just want this dang belly fat gone. So this is only for serious people. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to do it, but I want you to know what you could do if you really wanted to get rid of your belly fat quickly. Number one, ice baths and cold showers. Yes. So cold exposure triggers that brown adipose tissue to burn calories and metabolize stubborn visceral fat. You want to make sure that you are supplementing with a good electrolyte drink. Okay, if you're going to be doing cold therapy should not be ongoing. I'm not a believer that you should do it forever, and especially if you're a woman. I think it can be used as a tool like everything else. I think there's a lot of people out there that take everything to the extreme, but used timely for brief stints, I think it's very healthy. It's just my opinion. So you could do it this way. You don't have to go and buy a big tub or, invest a lot of money. You can just end your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water daily. And then make sure you sip an electrolyte drink that doesn't have a lot of sugar in it. I love ours on our store. It's called Revitalize. If you want to look it up, it's got shilajit in it. I'm warning you though, it tastes delicious and you'll probably start craving it like I do. But it's full of minerals and whatnot. It's a wonderful way to support that recovery. The next thing you can do is you need to support your detox pathways, okay, for hormone balance and just to be able to assist your liver. So a healthy liver clears excess estrogen, toxins, and metabolic waste, and that can signal the body to store fat in the belly if you're carrying extra toxins. So I love our liver DTX complex because it has milk thistle, reishi mushrooms, and turmeric, and it promotes natural detoxification. I'm not the girl that's going to tell you to do the crazy, drink the oil, lay on your side, do all that. Like, I'm not into that. Some people are. You can find a practitioner that'll probably walk you down that pathway. I'm not of that point of view. You have a detox system in your body already. Kidneys, liver, lymph system. Like, if you stop putting the stuff in and then you allow your body to do what it's supposed to do, you will detoxify. I don't think you need to. It's just my personal opinion. Now, other practitioners, they do all that stuff and that's great. But I think you can detox naturally. Give your body a little support. Our liver DTX complex is awesome for that. Also, you want to add vegetables into your diet daily, right? Next, time your protein for blood sugar stability. So eating protein within 30 minutes of waking will blunt cortisol spikes. It stabilizes your blood sugar and reduces fat storage signals. You want to start your day with as many grams of protein as possible. So I would say shoot for 35 to 50 at every meal. But if you're starting out your day at 50, you're doing fantastic, right? Because you're setting yourself up for that steady blood sugar stability. Great way to do that, of course. Whole list. You got your steaks. You got all the meat that you can get, but also dairy. Don't forget cottage cheese and Greek yogurt and things like that are excellent sources. And if you're in a hurry, I'm a food first kind of person. I always recommend food first, but I do keep a protein shake on hand because I feel like it's better to get that protein in than to eat something that has less protein in it. So always, accommodate for convenience, but don't make it the everyday thing. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get your protein in as early as you can. Stimulate lymphatic drainage daily. Poor lymph flow can lead to fluid retention and toxin buildup, making the belly appear larger. This is a big one. A lot of people carrying around a lot of inflammation. I'm telling you, you stop eating those whole grains, you stop getting all that the processed carbohydrates, and all that stuff goes away. I was just talking to somebody today. She's like, oh my gosh, since I started eating more carnivore, I don't have any of that. She's like, I never feel bloated. I never feel like I'm, my feet used to swell. She's actually gone down in her sandal size 2 sizes because she didn't even realize how much inflammation she was packing around. And think about it. Just think about it. If you're eating bread, think about a wet piece of bread. It expands. right? It gets real heavy. Now think about a wet steak. Doesn't absorb the water, right? So a good visual there for you. So yeah, it causes a lot of extra inflammation and sometimes fluid retention as well. A great way, if you're dealing with toxin buildup as well, is our alfalfa complex. It's a natural source of chlorophyll and minerals, and that supports lymph health. The alfalfa complex again. So you want to make sure you incorporate things like rebounding too, right? The little trampoline thing that Jane Fonda used to jump on when we were kids. That turns out that's actually really good for you. Keeps things moving. Also dry brushing, which I've talked about a ton before. You want to support your lymph with supplementation as well. So the alfalfa complex is great for that. Also your micro gut biome. And of course, my go-to is Good Brew. I send all my new customers a trial size of Good Brew because I think everybody should be on it. Gut bacterial balance influences fat storage and inflammation, and a diverse microgut biome helps prevent obese bacterial profiles. You want to manage your cortisol as well. This is number 6. Manage your cortisol levels. Chronically high cortisol drives belly fat. So we just talked about last week a lot about the vagus nerve, right? Vagus nerve, stimulating your vagus nerves brings down cortisol levels. Breath work brings down cortisol levels. Being in nature brings down cortisol levels. Get outside with your feet on the ground brings down cortisol levels, right? And keep problems in perspective. Keep problems in perspective because nothing stays the same. That's about the only thing we can count on, guaranteed, is that nothing stays the same, right? So don't worry. There's just no point in it. I know it's easier said than done, but you know you're going to get through whatever's going on because it is guaranteed that everything changes. So keep that in mind. You need stress relief. Have a stress relief complex that has got wonderful ashwagandha in it, L-theanine. It calms the stress response without any drowsiness. And you want to make sure you're activating that vagus nerve, right? Gargle, hum, sing. I'm going to continue to say that because the more and more I learn about the vagus nerve, I realize that it's such a fantastic tool that we have right inside our bodies that most people don't ever use. It's kind of like, moving the body. Did you know that after 30, I guess I heard the statistic the other day, after 30, most people never sprint again in their entire life. Sprint, like run, like just run. Like, when you're a kid and you're like sprint over to meet your friend at the monkey bars and then you sprint back, you're doing it all the time as a kid. But once you get older, and they say around 30, you never sprint again. And I feel like that's the same is true with a lot of things when it comes to, our metabolic health. We tend to lose track of what we did when we were young and we felt good. We just don't do it anymore. Well, maybe it's not just aging. Maybe it's because we don't do the things that we did when we were young anymore. Take off your socks and shoes. Go run on the land. Make sure you're taking care of minerals, magnesium, potassium, trace minerals. Got several different products that support that in the Naturally Inspired store. So belly fat isn't just about calories. It's about balancing your body's systems. We'll see you Monday, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.